Hello friends! This weekend I have a couple of fun decor projects around the apartment that I want to share with you. We have been living here just over a year now and I absolutely still love it. It's really a great space and feels so cozy. There are a few areas that I want to add even more coziness to, so that's what we're going to do today. So I'm really looking forward to today's projects. I have been wanting to refresh a couple things in our apartment since December, but I just didn't have the energy to do it. But now that it's almost spring, I feel like it's a really good time, especially since the colors I'm going for are very springy and just colorful, and so I think it's going to add a really nice touch to the apartment. I think we are going to start in the dining room because there's just one little project I want to do, and then I want to show you one thing that I just got to add to the space earlier this year. So let's start there. Earlier this year we added these blue cushions to our dining chairs. They just were a little bit uncomfortable sitting on the wood, so I bought these and they're pretty cute. I actually use mine as a backrest, so I'll flip it up and just use it like that. The first project for today is to swap out the candles on the dining table for some green ones that are more springy. They really add a cozy, romantic vibe to our meals. The second project on my list today is to replace these two frames in the kitchen. They've been up since we moved in, but they don't quite match the color theme we've got going on, so I want to replace them, and I'm just going to replace them with another poster we have hanging in another part of our home. So the next thing that I want to get done is I want to make like a cute little skirt to hide the dishwasher. I saw this on Pinterest and I thought it was really cute. I ended up using this green gingham fabric that I bought last year. And for the curtain rod, I actually found this little magnetic curtain rod on Amazon, so it's not going to leave any permanent damage on it. I can just clip it on and it should work. This is the point I realized the top of the dishwasher is not magnetic, but I did find a backup solution with some 3M sticky strips. This is the first sewing project I've done in years. I absolutely love to sew, so it felt good to use my sewing machine again. Okay, so that project's done, and I think it turned out really cute. Better than I thought, actually. The only thing that I'm not a fan of is on the top here, there's quite a big gap between the counter and this. Like, I wish it was a little bit more flush, but I think overall that's really cute. So I'm happy. I like where this corner is headed, but I feel like it could use something. And so for the next project, I'm actually going to recover the lampshade in a pink fabric that I bought, and then rearrange this stuff up here based on the color of the lampshade once I get that up. So let's get that project going. First, I'm going to rip off this old cover. I really liked it in our house before, but it's just so plain in the corner that I want to put something else there. Originally, I wanted to use the pink gingham fabric for this project, but because the way the lampshade is shaped, it wouldn't have looked good. This is actually the second time I've recovered this lampshade. I originally found the lamp at Goodwill and it had a black and white herringbone pattern that didn't match anything in our house, so I ended up recovering it with the burlap fabric that you just saw. Eventually I want to add some trim along the top and bottom of the lampshade. When the light is turned on, you can kind of see the silhouette of the fabric underneath, and I didn't do a good job of cutting it straight, so it looks a bit jagged, but I want to get a little quilt binder tool so that I can make a nice straight edge along the top and bottom so that you don't see that anymore. I think that turned out really, really cute. And it's a really pretty fabric. It's cotton, but it has these cute little cross stitching through it. But now that that's up, I can decide what I want to do with this cabinet. I put this fabric here at Christmas time to add more color and to protect the top from scratching. So I kind of want to put fabric there, but I'm not sure if I'm going to keep that one or switch it out with something else. So I'm going to play a little bit and see what I come up with. Option 1 is this pink gingham fabric. It's really cute, but I think it might be a little too pink for this corner. Option 2 is this green floral design. It's also really cute, but I think it might be too busy for this space. In the end, I ended up using the original fabric I had on the TV stand. The only change I made to it is I actually sewed the seams so that it's a little more put together. So I ended up using the same fabric I had on there before, but I really like it. And eventually, I may want to frame the TV and mount it to the wall, but I don't want to do that just yet. So I am going to just leave it as is. I think it looks pretty good. If anything, I might change out the candle colors for like pink and more springy colors, but otherwise I like the way this corner is looking. Okay, so my last little project for today, I want to add a couple more picture frames to this. I want to take this one up here and put it vertically and then put a larger one with it. So I'm going to do the same thing where I put fabric in the back of the pictures and then just hang them there, but I want to add some more pink. So I'm going to look through my fabric and pick a couple pink colors to go up there. I absolutely love how these picture frames are turning out. I think it adds a really beautiful pop of color where you wouldn't normally expect it, and it's a super easy solution for adding color to your space without a lot of time or energy. I just love the way this looks. So while I was working on putting these pictures up, I put a mason jar behind the top ones so that you could see them a little better. However, we had a small catastrophe, and in the middle of the night, on the first night that I put them up, they fell on my husband's head while he was laying on the couch reading his book. Thankfully, he was not hurt, but I need to find a better way to secure the pictures to the shelves. I am now paranoid that it's going to happen again, so I think I'm going to either nail everything down or use some 3M sticky strips and attach them both to the wall and the shelf. So I think that wraps everything up for the weekend that I wanted to get done. I'm really happy with how our apartment is looking. It's super cute and cozy and colorful, and I just can't wait to come home every day, and it's just a really good feeling. I still have a couple things I want to get done. In the bedroom, I want to change out all of our bedding for cotton, all natural bedding, because most of ours are synthetic, and I really would like to make that switch this year. I also want to make a quilt for the bed that kind of incorporates all of the colors and patterns we have throughout the house, so it ties in a little bit more, because I feel like our bedroom is a little bit more cottagecore than the rest of the house. And then I also want to change out the artworks and make those cute and colorful. But these are things that I will do later on in the year. I'm really trying to practice slow decorating and not just buying a bunch of stuff and not putting thought into it. I'm really being intentional with what I want to bring in and saving up for those things so that I don't break our budget. But yeah, those are some things that I will do later in the year. I'm already starting to plan out the quilt, which is really fun. I think next weekend I might go on a fun little adventure to go get some quilt fabric supplies and go to a bookshop and stuff. So if I go in the next couple weekends, I will take you guys with me. But like I said, I think that wraps everything up for the weekend. I hope you had a wonderful weekend yourselves, and I will see you very soon. Okay.
You're safe, buddy. You got it.